Welcome back to another film session on the Boomer Bust channel. I'm your host Terry, and today looking at the Steelers' run defense versus the Houston Texans. Once again, user Michaels gave me a comment, say he wants to see more Steelers stuff, and so yeah, why not? All right, so with that said, let's go ahead and get this started. So David Johnson is who we're looking at. Had 13 carries versus the Steelers. So it is 1st and 10, first quarter. Under center, motion in a tight end to the backfield. Short game there, so we'll go to the end zone, see what happened there. So we got an inside zone. Really, I would say really a lead zone. Obviously, they get someone in the backfield at the last second. They zone left. And so the problem, well, actually, two things there. A bad thing about a running back, good thing about a defense. So the running back, Johnson, vacates the play side early. At this point right here, inside zone, he's moving this way, he's moving that way, so you're going to get the crease right here, which is where the fullback could come. They could come as well. What's going to happen is David Johnson is going to bounce it backside, but also 98, and I believe it's Vince Williams, I keep saying it is, not only does a good job filling this gap, but the way he fills it, he gets right underneath the block and frees himself up. So instead of just coming in and running into the lineman, he dips under. So that whole thing is gone. And then the fullback does not really block anybody either. And so when you're going in backside on the zone, you know backside pursuit is going to be there. And so Bush does a good job taking on that block as well. And then, we had some missed tackles, but the rest of the pursuit ends up getting them. So, short game. 1st and 10. Looks like first quarter. So, that is the same play. I don't know why I did that. 2nd and 8. First quarter again. Out of the pistol. They got a wing back. Pretty much a split zone. All right, let's see. So split zone, they're going to zone to the left, and then the H-back comes to backside. And really, they did a weak split zone, which is just weird to begin with. But ends up getting a little yards. Little modest game. So let's see what ends up happening. So one thing is they're going to zone this way, but the handoff mesh point is on the weak side. So that's going to hold the linebacker's eyes. When if you had the mesh point here, obviously the linebacker would be here. But since it's backside, so now he's waiting for something here, which you really don't have to do because you got the edge coming, even though it's a kick-out block, and then you got Vince here too. This is the gap you need to really worry about, but you also got the safety. But that kind of takes Bush out of the play because now Bush is out here on the edge, and so that leaves this cutback again. The safety replaces. But really, you could have had 2 for 1 here. Then David Johnson just does a good job cutting back. Receiver does a good job with the crack. But whoever the edge defender is the one that made this play. So that'd be Bud Dupree. Because he's going to come back into the play. Because if Bud doesn't get there, then that really hits. And then who knows if 91 catches him. So 1st and 10, first quarter again. Under center. I mean, already you got a receiver blocking a defensive lineman, so or no, that ends up being a nickel corner. But still, I mean, the Texans had a pretty good play set up or good blocking. It's just that nickel corner really threw the timing off. So it's going to make the running back hesitate. Because really you just got a dive play here. Everybody's manned up. And then this nickel corner is going to come down and blow that up. So instead of hitting that gap like you want to, now he's got to dance and wait for the hole to come back open. By that time, it's too late. So I believe that's Hilton. Really pretty much single-handedly made that play. All right, I missed it. 1st and 10 towards the end of the first quarter again. Motion to the backfield. Ooh. Completely hit. So they go. Looks just like a weak side dive. Oh. Battery's low. Hold on 1 second. Sorry about that. All right, we're back. I don't want to cut that out. All right, so going to the next play, 1st and 10. Inside zone again. Short gain. I mean, really just a good job out of play side, not getting overtaken, holding that ground. David Johnson could have possibly bounced this to the outside, but then you just racing to the sideline. And once again, whenever you come backside on the zone, you got to go against backside pursuit, so you got to be ready for that. Bud Dupree being good, because if he gets folded early, then you really got a lane here. So he does a good job setting that edge. Hayward does a good job occupying these two so that they can't climb to the linebacker too easy. And so there's 94. And then Tuitt with good backside pursuit. So just being stout up front. 2nd and 8 in the second quarter. 2 tight ends plus a nub. Looks like they just try a dive. Modest gain. All right, so really right here, the Texans messed up because they have the numbers. Now, the Steelers do a good job at this last second with 98 coming up here, because if you got a free release of these tight ends, this tackle in that nub, this thing is going to hit at least 5 yards. So last second, they bring somebody up to occupy that. Now, right here's the problem. 13, instead of double teaming this corner, should have been at least getting in the way of Bush. His eyes are on that corner. He doesn't even look at Bush. And so Bush is free to just come in untouched and make a play. and it makes it bounce a little bit outside, but still in the end able to make that play. All right, 1st and 10. I missed it. 2nd quarter. Texans up on the goal line. Same formation, same play as before. This time, Steelers line up differently. You got more to that side. But now you got a lot more packed in the middle. And so they all get caught up here. And 23 just doesn't see Johnson till late. Which is tough because, I mean, I believe that's Hayden. The thing is, so if your safety's inside, he's going to be inside. You see this clogged up, then you need to replace. Because Bush is there. You got to replace here. You're the force player anyway as a corner. So just completely lost the force and allows him to bounce outside. 2nd quarter, 1st and 10. 5 minutes left. Under center, we got 2 tight ends. A little close formation. Looks like they run a power play. Another modest gain. Steelers in that base formation. Got the nose head up and 2-4 techniques, 4 eyes. So everybody blocks back. Then the pull, 64 doesn't really get his block, which allows Bush to slow it up and make play. I mean, but also Williams against the pull does a good job of cracking the pull so it doesn't get too much depth. He holds his ground pretty well. I mean, it's a knockout shot, but it ain't driven off the ball and causes it to collapse. So good job by Williams. Bad job by that center. Or, yeah, I believe it was the center trying to get Bush. All right, under center. 1st and 10 again. 3rd quarter is under center. Another modest gain. Looks like a straight dive. And obviously you got the defender coming off the edge. I don't know if that was a timed blitz. But almost blew that play up because the receiver just lets him go. David Johnson, good job and good balance eluding that. And then keeping his head down for a few yards. Bush looks like he almost got knocked out by Vince Williams. 2nd and 8, 3rd quarter. Split zone again out of the pistol. This time does not go as well. And they are blitzing, so there's a little bit of a stunt. They get TJ out of the way again, but Hayward just monster. Let's see. So Hayward's right here. So they zone. It should be a zone combo to this linebacker. Not sure what happened. So they don't zone combo. They fan block it. And again, the Steelers was slanting the other way. So Nick Martin stepped left. Hayward was already slanting right. Martin couldn't readjust his feet. Hayward's gone. 2nd and 5 in the 3rd quarter again. Split zone again. Again, just stout. I mean, that's what you want in 3-4. You want guys up front that can be stout against the run. Especially against the zone. You don't want them being blown off the ball. You want them, look at that, outside shoulder free to it, I believe that's Tuitt comes off the ball. Now 94 didn't do as good of a job, but didn't get blown up necessarily. Because Hayward, you're going to see, he's got a good step. Tuitt, obviously, he's got a good step. They're using the tight end on him. And 94 doesn't get blown back. But everybody else, I mean, really, that's just the interior D-line right there on that play. I always like Tuitt, man. 1st and 10, end of the third quarter. Very short gain, if anything. Looks like a split. Yep, split zone again. Motion. Split zone to the backside, then A zone play side. Who's 56? Is that Chicolo? Oh my God! You know, I just remembered Lamar Willie. That was one of my favorite players, bro. Him and Sean Memmerman, two of my favorite players. 56 just reminded me of that. So again, good job here on the edge actually too. I mean, it's really nowhere to go, but he did run directly into that. But whoever that is on the edge, that was a good job, because if he would have got pinned in, then this would have bounced. So good job forcing it back inside. But you're going to see Chicolo, or I think that's Chicolo, they're going to slant the other way so they actually get caught. But good job here. Good job by 94. So really, again, not gaining much ground on the zone, and that's what allows you to keep that play contained. All right, so sorry for that pause in the middle, but it's early. And so that was the run game. Yeah, I mean, Steelers, we know they got good players, whether it's Bud Dupree, who I thought was underrated coming out and has proven to be one of the more stable ones. TJ Watt, we know he made a huge splash in the league. And a player we thought would take some time to develop, but really came into his own. Bush, I think, is getting better as a linebacker. Vince Williams, underrated. Stephon Tuitt, kind of underrated. And Hayward. I mean, you know Hayward, but people don't really think of him like the big names. Like, he was never – they never put him on the same level as a Snacks Harrison. They never put him on the same level as a Geno Atkins or any of those guys, or Calais Campbell. Like, his name kind of gets lost in the shuffle, even though players respect him. So, but you got beast up front, absolute beast. The weakest might be the nose position, but those two ends, they do a lot of work. And then obviously your outside backers. So it really starts with that front. That front does most of the work for them, and especially in the run game, it's hard to go against them because you can't really move the bodies. And so, when they play discipline, because when you can't move somebody physically, power game, then you hope in zone they're not disciplined, you could catch them. But for the most part, the Steelers are really disciplined, so it's hard to catch them off guard. So absolute great job by them. But go down in the comment section, let me know what you thought. Share around, get the conversation started. Thumbs up, subscribe, and thank you for listening.